What's good? It's your boy DJ Heck One, and you already know you are tuned into Entertainment Media. And to my right,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy King Lewis. How y'all doing, baby?
Yo, it's your girl, Baby Des. What's good?
y'all already know. We here.
That's right.
We here once again. Once again.
That's right. That's right.
Trump is at it again.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know how this dude does it.
All right.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know.
Isn't he supposed to be doing time right now?
Yo, he got like 92 indictments. He got 92 charge. I think he got like 40, 50 felonies.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what the fuck? And he's still out there and
Isn't
he's
he
still
trying to
winning
run-
votes.
Wait,
He's
isn't
still
he
winning
trying to run
votes.
for president for next year?
He is.
Wait, he's allowed to do that, but he got charged.
But that's what I'm saying. Is he even allowed to do that with everything that he has on him, with everything that happened?
All right.
Listen, he's doing it. I don't know how he's doing it. He's doing it. I don't get it. Yo, this guy, Bill, like Clinton, he sat there, he messed around a little bit with a filly and a female. He gets banned. He's like, no more. You can never be a president. They were like, they abandoned him. The chairs abandoned him. They were like, fuck that shit. He came in. This man, he got sexual assault charges. They got proof that he made sexual assaults to females.
Right.
He has files.
He is the biggest scammer out there. Man, I could keep going with my fingers. But I just don't understand. He's still running. He's still winning the numbers.
Yeah.
That's honestly, I feel like that should tell you everything about the system itself. If you are even still being able to have the freedom that you have, like him has the freedom that he has, and being able to even think that he has this thought where he can run for president again for the next year, and they allow that, it's weird. I don't understand.
Well,
I don't get it.
For some reason, they like him more now than when he first ever had tried to elect, or when he first had got elected.
Correct.
He's a lot more liked now. Like, he's such a popular public figure.
Yes, he is.
And I think they're more just like, I don't know if it's his charisma. I don't know what it is, bro. But people are like tied to him. They love him now.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird, though. It's weird because it's like, how can you, in the system, do that? Like, is that even legal? Can you do that? Can he still run for president after all these, not even just allegations, but proven allegations, all this evidence against him?
Yeah.
He should be in jail right now. He should be behind bars. Why is he able to make speeches?
Yeah.
Yo, this guy,
able to make speeches.
This guy's the only one that I know that there's people doing time. 17 years, 10 years, 7 years, the other one 6 years for doing what he said to do. Pretty much that riot that happened.
Yeah,
everybody backed him up, but they all doing time. He's the only one that's not doing nothing. Like it's
crazy.
He's just sitting back. And
that's
now they by the way, if you didn't know, they hit up his business now. Now they're saying that he did business fraud in his business. That's the only time you hear him talk. What? Fraud in my business? Oh, now when they touching your money, boy, it's ball game from there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
it's ridiculous. Look, Trump, just to even be out there getting reelected and all that stuff, it's like I don't get it. I don't see how he even could get. They should just abandon him.
And the scary part is, I feel like he's actually, like, if he were, because it's not even just him, but another one, Governor DeSantis, he's trying to run for president too.
Yeah, but he sucks. I hope he don't.
But the thing is, he, as a governor, has been able to pass so many things, or have been able to do a lot of stuff that we don't like, but he's been able to pass them. So it's like, it feels like it's all just rigged.
It's all
I feel like that's the word to use. It's rigged. So you're allowing Trump to reelect, and then you're allowing Governor DeSantis to have all of the bad stuff that he's done, you know, or the stuff that not all of us agree with, and still have him run for president. It's going to be rigged.
And he's winning.
Exactly.
He is winning, and the numbers is crazy.
You know what's crazy is that, like, how he uses how the system is rigged. He uses that same thing, and then when he says it, like, people are just like, what? The system is rigged, but they act like when he says it, it's like completely different.
Yeah.
But I think he's using it to sell himself. You get me? Because way before he was into like any of this, when it comes to the whole presidential stuff, he was a businessman. He
is definitely a businessman. He's all about business.
So he's using he's strategizing his next move.
He's using his logic.
It's all about chess, is what you learn in the game.
Yep.
You gotta understand, there's no such thing as fair play. You feel me?
That is true.
It's absolutely
That is
not.
true.
And
There's no fair,
right
there's
now,
no fair trade anywhere inside that field at all. Like it's super unfair. You feel me? But you got to be you have to strategize.
and he's doing that. I'm gonna be honest with you. He has a lot on a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's been holding that. That's like gonna be a touchdown. Watch. He's been holding it, and now he got stuff on a lot of people that is gonna go down. The Israeli is. Let me let you know about that. Israel. They're gonna now announce, I think every 3 hours when they're gonna do a strike or not. I don't know if this is smart or not. When they're gonna do a strike or not for people to already know. I guess it gives them 3 hours to go and, I guess seek cover or go to a different town. I don't know how far the towns are because they say they want to cease fire. Right? It's not gonna happen. If they do that, these other people are gonna demolish them like they did in the beginning.
Yeah.
So they saying we ain't having that. We ain't trying to let that go down. We ain't trying to let that happen. Listen, what we could do for the people is this. We're gonna let you know every 3 hours or 3 hours ahead of time that we're gonna do this. Or it's gonna go down. So either take cover, it gives you enough time to do what you gotta do, take cover, or go to the next town, whatever the case may be. Good luck with those people. May God be with them. But let me tell you something. We giving them billions and billions of dollars. And you know why we doing this, right? Tell me if you know why we doing this.
I don't know why we're doing.
Honestly, I couldn't even think of one.
Less people we got to worry about. All right, yeah, we'll support you. Yeah, all of y'all kill each other. All of y'all kill each other. It is what it is. That's less people we got to worry about. That's what the U.S. is saying. That's the way I feel.
Well, I think
that's all our tax. That's all our taxes right there.
I think the U.S. is also like using, like, they're trying to strategize the whole that whole situation too, because I think they're trying to build more allies.
I believe that's what it could be.
Like the ultimate, yeah, you get what I'm saying. So
yeah.
When it comes to like the ultimate war, real war, we have more people on our side than people that's opposed to us, or that people that's completely against us, like Russia, like China, or like the Soviet. You get what I'm saying? And it's like it's really dangerous to burn bridges with every country.
Yeah, I get it.
They all just form together and just.
It's true because
demolish.
Didn't China make like this threat just recently? Like China made some type of threat about if we get involved with any of the wars that are actually going on. If we get involved with any of them, that they're going to pretty much, that would be like a reason for them to strike at us.
I don't know if you know, but we've been involved. I don't know if you understanding China.
We literally sent people over there.
We've been involved. We've been involved, and not only that we've been involved, we actually already done. They sent some missiles towards us, and we said, "Hell with it, we're gonna blow some people up too." And so we even got dirty a little bit. So we're already involved. On to the next one. China, look, you'll be a good fight.
It really would.
You'll be a good fight.
It really would.
All right, but stop playing with it, because we got bombs and we got bombs and we got bombs and we got bombs. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that out there about the 3 hour thing. I hope that does a lot of justice for the people that's out there. I really feel bad for the people out there. I'm not against anybody from they doing their thing. They trying to help out. We trying to help out. I'm sorry that y'all going through that, and may God be with you. Seriously, I hope that 3 hour thing saves more lives. But that thing about Trump, though, let me ask you a question. Wasn't he involved in that scandal with the guy with the mansion? What's his name?
So, yeah, I was actually going to go back to that point when it came to Trump after you had mentioned that situation when it comes to the war. But going back to that, yeah, so Trump was associated with a guy, with a financer. He's a really well-known financer that has a lot of, he had a lot of connections when it came to the business.
Okay.
When it came to I guess like entrepreneurships, Trump, just all these politicians. He was in that world and he was well known.
Okay.
And
what's his name?
he was, his name is Jeffrey Epstein, I believe, if I'm pronouncing.
Well-known man.
He's a very
well-known
man. He died. But he was a very well-known financer.
Correct.
I believe at the age of like 66 is when he had died, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Wait, he had this idea when he was already old?
What idea?
What idea? I didn't say any idea.
You didn't say idea?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I heard idea. Like he had the idea at the age of 66.
No. He died at.
Oh,
the
I thought you
age
said
of,
he had the idea. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
He came up with this idea when he
Nah,
was
nah,
mad old, bro.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
So it was this guy that was named Jeffrey Epstein that was he was definitely connected to Trump. I believe they were like friends for like 15 years inside the business.
Absolutely. That was one of his best friends.
Exactly.
That's one of his scandal best friends.
My point. My point. So the thing about Jeffrey Epstein, what made it so interesting is that the fact that there was a lot of word saying or like word got around that he was pretty much flying in underage females
He was.
to his private island. So he had brought this private island, and I think it was called Saint Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's called Little Saint James.
Okay.
So it's called Little Saint James, and that was his own island. He owned that island, and pretty much he would bring underage like females there. You know, pretty
Yeah.
much child trafficking
Yeah.
was going on, and he was accused of that several times.
Absolutely. He had a female recruiter, if you didn't know.
I did.
He had a female recruiter. She was recruiting young females.
Yeah.
She'd go out there, and what was the whole play with this guy was
Right.
that she'll recruit them and say, hey, listen, you want to go to photo shoots? Like she'll go
Like a
to
modeling
young
thing.
models
Right.
that's already in a modeling career and be like, hey, we'll pay you more. Come take pictures with us, but you take pictures with famous people. Well, people that matters.
Did they
People
promise them just what, fame?
Yeah, they promised them, more money in their career, but what they didn't know is they're gonna go to this place.
Yeah, so this place is
Alright.
located in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and he actually had multiple islands that would keep him from surveillance, or
Correct.
keep him off the radar. So
Yeah.
it wasn't just only, but he used this one specific island for the child trafficking, that he would keep, and this ties into many things when it comes to
Yeah.
the politician world, because we have a lot of well-known figures inside this. So we're talking like Bill Cosby, you got Elon Musk, you have Prince Andrew. You know who Prince Andrew is?
Yep.
You
Wait,
have-
Prince Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You have the Clintons.
Figured.
You have Trump, obviously, because I was one of his closest people.
Yep.
And then, Trump never denied that.
No,
But
absolutely
the fact that
not.
he was
He just
tied
denied-
to him at one point in time.
He just denied the whole sex thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, but think about who he was associated with.
Yeah.
So the person that owned that island, which would be Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
his name for a second. He bring all these like well-known figures to that island. Well, they were invited. They all went there to do weird, dark things. Man,
Absolutely.
you get what I'm saying?
And you had these females that thought they were going over there for a photo shoot.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, they wasn't going over there for a photo shoot. They were doing a little bit more. Hey, look, listen, he wants you
Strategic, bro.
he wants you to touch
Strategic.
him a certain way.
Yeah. So they were like,
while you
dance and stuff like
posing.
right.
Let him touch you a certain way. And then it got to a point that you had repeated clients that would go back, and then it got more than touching. It's like, yo, the next time he's
Exactly,
here,
yeah.
do something different. He wants you to dance while the shirt. And some of these girls did not know
No,
that they were
of
going to be
course not.
topless.
Nah, of course. Well, they're young, so
Yeah, so some of these girls did not know
They
that.
drugged them up.
yeah, most likely. I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like some of this stuff would be a little harder if
Ye-
these girls were sober.
But it wasn't like the drug you think. This is a drug of their choice. They want to drink.
Yeah. So they will have. So it's like going to like a bar or something, right? And everything seems completely normal, but the only thing that's like really off is the fact that they're underage.
yeah.
Right. So imagine going to a pub, but that's like normal to like that's why you're going there. So that's already expected. You feel me? But you just have a whole. It's like having a whole bunch of escorts around you, but they're little girls.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn that they said that there was little boys involved in that too. But
Honestly,
going
I
back
wouldn't
to
doubt
a
it.
point that you had bring up was the repeated people,
Yeah.
the repeated visitors.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to the repeated visitors, there was a book that he kept called the Black Book. The Black Book is nowhere to be found, right?
Right.
But we all know it's probably somewhere hidden. You get
Probably
me?
on that island.
That Black Book has all the visitors' name. All the visitors' name being all the people that we most likely see behind that TV.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's when it comes to all the famous
He kept the track
figures,
down.
The Pope, probably, just all these like anyone you could probably think of that's well known, that has huge power and ties and connections all over the world.
Y'all want to know who else?
Universally known people that was on this Black Book.
You want to know who was on there too?
Oh,
Mike Tyson.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Mike Tyson was on there.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, a lot of people ain't talking about that. That man been around the world and back.
Yeah.
He was on there.
So like, and it's crazy because you hear so many stories and like all these conspiracies about these secret society, like, you know, sex parties or sex scandals that go on in a whole nother side of the world that we're not even aware of. You get me? And it makes you think, like, if they like, is this what that much power brings you? You get me? Like, what do you do with it? And then they do things like this, or you hear things like this.
Yeah.
They're accused of, but it's not the first time you hear it. Something like this that happens, or someone like this that gets accused of, you know, they to own a whole island.
Michael Jackson got accused of it. P. Diddy got
actually
accused
Michael
of
Jackson was there too.
My point.
Michael Jackson was there too on that island. He was there. He was over there.
So I believe it was like many like well-known public figures. You know, it doesn't just have to be like in the finance world. It could be like they all tie.
These are big people. Yeah, they big people.
They all tie in together somehow, some way. They profit off each other, and then, you know, they all do these like secret things, like, you know, behind closed doors, which aren't that closed if people are super aware of it. You know.
Yeah.
But obviously, when something like this comes to the public, you know, now all eyes on you, which comes to the point where it's like. I believe at one point in time, he finally was. He had admitted to being. Well, he pleaded guilty.
Okay, you know why? What was one of the reasons why he did that?
Why?
Because so he had this jammer to a point that planes, nobody could pretty much locate where those planes was going at, right? Mm-hmm. Once they hit towards his island, that's it, dead to the radar.
That's what I was saying. Certain areas will protect him from certain
places. So what happened was that the feds, the FBI, they were hearing things, and they kept seeing planes after planes after planes going to this island, but they don't know shit about it. So they're like, yo, let's tap into this.
They were tracking that way before, like,
exactly.
That's something that's grown suspicion. That's something that's told, because all of this. Come on, man. You know how much people were tied into this? The law enforcement was tied into this?
So,
come on.
What's going on is, now you explain your story when you were saying about why he was going to.
All right, so pretty much he did plead guilty. When he pleaded guilty, they gave him his time, and I believe they had him serve time at a county, not county, I don't know if it was a county, but it was in a Manhattan jail or prison. So I believe he was awaiting his trial. And at that point in time, when he was, waiting his trial, he had to stay in, so he could wait for it.
Of course, they didn't give him bail. That's why.
Right, exactly. So at somewhere along the, him waiting for his date, he was interviewed, and it's not said by who, but it was by somebody.
Yeah,
that was sent, obviously, and then I think like hours after. The guard had came back to see that he was strangled in his cell. Now it wasn't said that he was strangled. It was said they tried to put it that he committed suicide with a rope.
Yeah, but that was a way that's definitely
okay. But when the who's the person that checks the dead body? So I believe that's along that's along what you do. Or what you study for.
The people that work in the morgue?
So when they look at a dead body and they examine it, they examine for broken bones or...
Yeah, they examine for wounds, broken bones. They examine for bruises. They examine for...
Any temperament.
Anything that little hair follicles. Anything that's there on the body that can tell you what was he strangled with. Yeah. Was he strangled with the hands, with a weapon? Basically, they work in the morgue.
Morgue. So... The people that work in the morgue, they examined his body, and then they came to the conclusion that his neck bone here,
trachea,
was his
trachea.
She got it like down packed. Was it was cracked.
All right,
and the reason why that's an important thing to note is because when you commit suicide.
Yeah,
the way that they said he had committed suicide was with the rope, which, mind you, where are you going to hang the rope at?
Exactly, you have to hang in order for your neck to break.
Yeah, you have to hang, and and I believe they said it was on a door or something like that.
Yeah,
which, mind you,
it's like a movie type.
It's like a movie type stuff, but he's in a regular 4x4 cell. Like, it's not nothing he can really attach a rope to. You get what I'm saying? So, and also when you hang yourself, like, that amount actually it wasn't found broken. Sorry. So that amount of pressure will break this your neck. So I'm actually gonna take that back. When they examined his body, it wasn't broken. So when you commit suicide and you hang a rope,
you snap your
in
neck.
that type of way, you snap your neck and it would show. When they examined his body, they didn't show any of that. So therefore, the only way that he can actually be, but
I don't think all the time. I don't think all the time it will break your neck.
Well, if they say the way that they said it with him, if he hung himself,
if he hung himself the way he hung,
when you hang yourself, your neck
breaks.
It cracks.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So think about all right. So think about how
not
much
all
do you
the
weigh?
time.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh like 180.
So let's say about, hypothetically, obviously,
I weigh 180.
If you're getting ready to do that, 180 pounds of pressure, all within like less than a second.
Once the rope
snaps your neck.
tightens,
All right, but not all the time.
break
Not all
your
the
neck.
time. Not all the time it breaks your neck. Is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it puts so much of a force to your middle and your two sides that it will suffocate you. Not all the time you break your neck.
Well,
I could be wrong.
yeah, you're absolutely.
I could be wrong.
But the
So
weight that
I
he
could be
was,
wrong.
it is possible.
So whether it's
neck-
fast or slow, it still breaks.
It's
That
different.
amount of pressure still breaks it. That's what causes the suffocation.
So pretty much what you're saying
So
is
it's saying that it's a conspiracy that pretty much the person that wants to go interview him is like this Men in Black guy. You gotta understand, this guy, he's connected to almost every
absolutely.
like
He had dirt on everybody.
he had dirt on everybody. He had a black book.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand that these people they're gonna deny that they ever met him, even though there's clear photos of him with almost every
Lawyers, judges.
judges,
Everybody.
any public figure.
he
you
made
would
sure to
name.
document it all.
He documented all of this because I'm pretty sure that they didn't want to take the risk. It's not that he was going to say anything about any of those people that visited the island, but you gotta understand, if you're willing to plead guilty on yourself, I'm pretty sure
You're willing
you
to
won't,
give up a
you
lot
won't
of other
hesitate to make sure everyone else
Yep.
goes down with you. And in the politician world, that can't happen.
Yeah, and once
You're considered a liability, bro.
and once again, Trump is involved.
Yep.
Trump,
This man is involved in
of course,
everything.
he's involved. But most politicians, most public figures that you see, even Joe Biden himself, don't be surprised. These people, you got the Clintons, you have Bill Cosby, bro. All of these people were tied into him.
Yep.
And then he just coincidentally, right before his day, dies from what? You're going to tell me a rope from a 4x4 cell that has nothing inside there?
He didn't kill himself.
That has the support to
He was
hold the
killed.
rope?
He was
He was
silenced.
strangled.
Yep.
He was strangled because that's the best way to. There's no type of evidence you could leave besides when they examine the body. But you gotta understand, this is a paid job.
Yeah.
They don't care about any of that stuff. They need to
Yeah.
get rid of him
Yep.
because everybody, even the judge that's probably gonna sign his date or how long he stays in jail is probably in on this.
Yeah.
That's how much power this man has.
Of course.
You
Of
get
course.
me? But with that
And-
much
and-
power,
and,
it
and what's
comes-
crazy is you
comes-
don't notice that, like you said, he didn't post bail because they didn't give him bail. And this is a wealthy person. They will give a murder $5 million bail knowing he don't got $5 million.
They didn't give.
But they didn't give him $1.
But do you
That's
think
the
that
thing.
was
No.
to protect him?
Because that
It
was-
could have been to protect him. Yes.
It could have been to protect him, or it could have been exactly what they wanted, and it was all strategically planned to execute him.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Execute him.
But
in
if they want to
inside.
remember, this guy had ties. He had ties to federal. He had ties to judges. He had ties to, the Supreme Court. He had
but
ties
he
to
knew-
everything.
he
His
knew
car would have blew
too
up.
much.
His car would have blew up.
He had
either or. He would have
had
died.
a lot of ties, but with a lot of ties comes loose ends.
Yes, that is
With a
true.
lot of ties comes loose ends.
That
I'm
was
gonna
their
tell you
way
right now,
of just silencing him.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one that had. I'm pretty sure there was someone that had their hand up his crack. There's somebody that's always above you,
Yeah.
and you're just like a little puppet.
He probably didn't come up with this idea by
You get what I'm
himself.
saying? He definitely didn't come up with this idea by himself.
Yeah.
It was not a one
And
man.
he definitely wasn't the only one that had powers to this.
Nope.
You feel me? He may
I don't
have
know.
been playing chess in the business
Maybe it
world,
was
but he-
Trump.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
he had
doubt it.
his
Look
hand
at
in-
him.
He probably was getting money out of this stuff too.
After all this, he
So-
becomes president
so-
and all this other stuff.
So
Like I wouldn't
the
doubt it.
part that baffles me, right? It's like when you really look into this, and it's really a rabbit hole if you go way too deep into this, but you need to understand that that people really don't understand, and they underestimate the power that money can bring, and a lot of people are blind to it because they're not in that world, and neither am I. But when I hear stuff like that, it makes you really think like how much access you have to things. You know?
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
access you have to things, how much connections you can have.
Yep.
You know, but then that comes with a heavy cost depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
true.
Absolutely.
And then
It's
it
true.
makes you baffled because people, these people you see behind the TV, these are people that other people idealize. And
Yeah.
probably really don't understand what these people do behind closed doors.
Right.
Behind closed curtains.
Completely.
It's,
What I'm
it's
saying?
crazy.
I
And,
feel like
and
it's a dark industry.
it's a dark
Don't-
world. You got a lot of
yeah.
people. Look, if you notice, like, I never thought we even be going through this with the presidency shit.
Right,
Like, this is getting ridiculous. Everything's
Right.
getting. Yo, hey, check it out. You know what's crazy? I went to the gas station today,
right.
and I went for a cake, of orange juice, and I just want to mention like a piece of gum, $11 and some change. All like, this is a whole fucking McDonald meal. There's a whole fucking McDonald meal. Are you fucking kidding me? And I was to a point. I already ate the gum. I was eating the gum while I paid for it. I was like, y'all about to give this shit back, get my refund back. I'm like, yo, I can't believe, yo, shit is getting
No, with
crazy
the war,
out here.
with war and everything like that, a lot of prices are going to skyrocket because a lot of the places that are at war or that stuff is going on there, we get a lot of stuff from there, which is
Yeah.
also why they're considered our
Our
allies.
gas,
Yeah,
our taxes.
but which is crazy because the
It's-
gas has actually been going down.
For
It's
right
at like
now,
315,
Wait,
so it's
wait,
like
wait,
take
wait, wait.
advantage while it's
you know
down
what they're
now.
doing, right? That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're bringing it down. Let's not make this a big thing.
Yep,
You know what I'm
so that we
saying?
don't get out of all panic like every time.
Yo, do y'all notice? Let me ask y'all a question. Do you notice you pay taxes, right? Then you got to pay the taxes back, right? You paying taxes, then everything that you buy or no out of your job check, you pay to the IRS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. So they take your taxes out of your check every time you get paid. Then when you go to a store, then you pay more taxes. Everything you buy is taxes. Taxes after taxes after taxes. Yo, do we fucking really own anything? We work hard just to pay the government. That's it. Where's the funds come at in this? What a podcast room? A car?
Yeah.
But think how hard you've been working all your life. You work and pay check to paycheck because you spend years spending money on a lotto. You actually made them millions of dollars, right? For you to win millions of dollars back, and then when you win that $1 million back, they take half of that lotto off for taxes.
No.
You believe that shit? It's like damn it you do, damn it you don't in this world, yo.
Nah, I think that's bad.
No,
Well,
that's a fact.
wait. Let me tell you something though. But let me
Tell me
you
why. Just tell me.
Let me tell you something. A lot of this stuff is actually very weird because, okay, so there was a friend of mine who told me about the criminal justice system, right? How the system works. Let's just, for example, you spend almost 15 years of your life running the service, doing everything you got to do and all this other stuff, and you have you have your life savings, your life insurance.
Yeah.
And that money goes to you or your family or whoever you have the access to when you pass. Unfortunately, my friend's aunt passed away after doing about 15 or 16 years in the force. Right?
Okay.
And they fought for about a year and some change just to get her life insurance money because the county didn't want to pay for it. The county did not want to give her
That's
her
a
money
scheme,
back.
baby.
The county
This
did
world's
not
a
want to
scheme.
give the money back. The county did not want to give the family any of the money. They were like, look, sorry, the signature doesn't look right or this doesn't look right. Finding any excuse pretty much not to give them the money that she worked her whole life for her family, you know? And that kind of just like, it kind of brings you back to like, so we give so much to the government or we give so much, we work so much and taxes and this and that and they can just do anything with your money.
Absolutely.
And it's like we put our trust into that.
You know what's crazy?
Well, I mean, that's kind of, yeah. I do understand how that could be super, like,
That's weird.
super frustrating. So it's sort of like more like odd to see. But yeah, it's kind of what you would say, like, it's a totalitarian society. And for people who are like wondering like what the hell does that even mean? It's kind of like, you know, a certain set of people control large set of people.
Yeah, it's like everybody from the chair, like the
Yeah.
presidency.
Yeah.
Like the president don't got
People
say
like-
so. It's the people.
It's someone
in the
above
chair.
the president.
No, yeah,
Congress,
there's
right?
definitely
Yeah, like you got
an
people
elite
above
group
them.
that controls, you know, like for example, there's really three main banks that are owned or three main companies that are owned that are like international, and they own internationally all the banks. And I believe it's Jewish owned, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure you guys are aware that the Jewish own most of the bank corporations.
Yes.
I got nothing to say because the moment I say something about a Jewish person, they go my podcast.
Well, it kind of depends on what you. It depends on how you're talking about them.
Are we talking facts here? That's a fact.
Well, the fact is that they own a lot of Jewish.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah,
They really do.
So a lot of bank corporations and a lot of major finance companies are owned by Jewish people. So the point I'm pretty much trying to get at. Damn, you got me distracted now, bro. I forgot what I was talking about.
I just don't want it to be another Kanye West up in here. That's all.
I completely know. So all right, yeah. So that's just one of the many examples how like it really all ties down into one thing, you know, that one order that they're trying to like set for a bigger population.
Yeah.
You know, so when you guys are talking about the tax and stuff like that, you know, and then the stuff that they take away really does feel like you're not in control of your assets or the stuff that you make.
You really aren't.
Or your profits or like whatever, you know, but it also depends on how you view your money and how you use it too. So like if you're not using it well, or you're not like being strategic with your money and you're not allowed, like, you know, you're not collecting it over time, then yeah, it's gonna be easy to complain about like tax and stuff like that.
I don't know about that. I think everything is taxes now. Everything.
Yeah, but if
around
you
the world.
complaining about
a
like
piece of
candy,
gum,
if you complain
a
about
piece
like,
of what you mean complaining about candy? I remember when I used to go to McDonald's, I used to buy a 2 cheeseburger meal. It was like $6.
Okay,
it's
but
$14 right now.
But you gotta understand that currency over time it like eventually will change completely, like as a whole. And another thing is that if you really think about from like when you were like a toddler to like now, like as far back you could think,
He's calling me old.
no, well, not really, but I'm saying,
Whoa.
I said not
Not
really.
really.
I said
Wow.
not really. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're not old.
Moment of silence.
No, but it's true.
So here
A
we
lot
are,
of things
like,
go up.
yeah,
a lot
my-
of things go up.
So my
Inflammation
point-
happened
the
and
point-
everything.
The point I was trying to make was people expect the like prices and stuff like that, like gas prices or tax. They like you guys expect it to be stagnant. It's not ever going to be stagnant. It's always going to like fluctuate. It's always going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
It's always
It
going to
sucks.
be moving. It's like the stock market. It's always going to be moving up and down.
That
bro.
is true.
Yeah.
So like the gas prices can never make up their mind. You get what I'm like? Is it less here, more here? It's never going to be still. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing with taxes. It's the same thing with prices. That's just how it is. You get what? It's going to be higher.
Yeah.
But then currency is going to change over time too. Hopefully, people get paid more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I need some money. I need some money, man. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the
That-
crazy
you know
part
what I'm
is
saying?
I don't know what it is about like all right. So with social media, people actually make a lot of money off of that. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Streamers, podcasters, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They found ways to generate a lot of money.
Ever
views.
since COVID hit.
But I think it's the content. Like, what are you putting out? Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? How entertaining is it? Who's your demographic?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, because if
What's
you're like
their
into like
interest?
drama, that podcast is probably gonna be like always
love
talking
drama.
about like teen drama,
Right,
celebrity
right.
drama,
Teen
and then that's
drama,
something a lot of
yeah.
people are so heavy on, which is why they come up
Yeah.
with the shade room
Yeah.
and like only in
The shade
Jade
room.
or
I didn't even hear.
Whoa. Hold on. The shade room.
the shade room
What is
posts.
that?
Okay, so the shade room is like a social media. It's like a social media account on like all platforms that pretty much posts like today's drama with celebrities or lives about the celebrities or being like basically kind of stirring up,
Like-
which is why they call it the shade room.
Like Deco.
It's like a no Deco Drive. They kind of
Isn't that
like
what
they
you
get
said?
most of their stuff off of the shade.
Wait.
room, to be
So the
honest.
shade room is named under the way it's supposed to be.
Literally,
Throwing shade.
The shade room. They will
Pretty
tell
much.
you about, let's say, the tea. They will tell you about all of the drama that's going on with like celebrities, and nowadays they obviously update you about war and stuff, but the Shade Room is more like this is something like celebrities are talked about on. Like anybody's on there.
But like celebrities being who, like people.
Wait, but what is this?
Like celebrities, like Kanye West or Beyonce, any celebrity, Usher.
This is an actual platform?
This is, yes.
What is it, like a Twitch or something?
No,
or like
it's not a
like a
platform.
Twitter?
It's not a platform. It is an account made on Instagram, on Facebook, on any. It's like literally a channel. Like how Entertainment is a channel.
Yeah.
You know, it's on social media.
Yeah.
The Shade Room is like an Only in Dade. It's like Only in Homestead, or it's like Teen Shade Room, or it's basically just keeping up with life of celebrities.
All right. How you get on this Shade Room thing? Like
you follow them.
Like they have their own.
That's what I'm saying. They have their own account, and you follow them, and that's pretty much how they keep up with their stuff. That's how they get paid. They have millions of followers, and they get all their information from
It's
there.
all, bro. It's all marketing. It's how you market.
Yeah.
And not like what are you marketing? Like what makes your product? Like what makes people like tied to your product? And it's about the content that you're giving out, stuff like that.
Correct.
And I gotta be quite honest with you. People are really not that inspired or motivated now these days. They want drama.
No, literally, that's like all that surrounds people's life is drama.
Straight drama.
I'm talking about you gotta like fight right now that breaks down like hypothetically on the podcast. So we got like a whole bunch of like strippers everywhere, but they like this is gonna go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna like everybody and their mom is gonna be watching, not just a select few. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody, and it's like you want to know why.
I mean,
like,
that's why they come out with reality TV.
Yeah.
They do drama. And guess what? It's mad entertaining, right? No matter how scripted.
So people like it's like people are aware of the false notions and the social nuances of today and then the stuff you see on TV. They're like, we're aware of it. You get what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop the fact that we are like addicted to it.
Yeah, we like have to know more. Like we're so
more.
invested. Like, oh wait, what did you know about this? So like every time we talk, and I'm like, oh, did you know that this person's actually this and that and this and that? I get all my information from pretty much that and further research, of course. But basically, what touches the topic is just seeing it. You look at it, it pops up, and you're just like, whoa, wait, who? Who just had a baby?
So
wait,
what?
what?
Yeah, but sometimes one thing that I say about our podcast, we gotta have the facts, right?
Yeah, of course. That's why you gotta do further research.
Yes, like you gotta have the real facts, like because you can't just go by one research, two research.
Exactly, you can't go by Jada Smith saying that her and Tupac could have been a thing. You can't just go by her words. You gotta have further research. Tupac didn't say it.
What?
So I don't think her things are valid.
Actually, Tupac did say it.
What? When?
Before he died, they had an interview and they asked him if he had something going on with what's her name again? Jada Pickett.
Jada Pickett.
And he was like, "No, that's my best friend, but his best friends with benefits," and it was pretty weird.
I don't know. I didn't see that one. A lot of his family and friends are coming up on social media ever since she released that little interview thing, and they're like, "You need to stop the cap. That's not true. Yeah. That's a lie. Your timing isn't adding up because the time frames that she was talking about did not add up.
The math is not mathing.
The math was not mathing. It didn't add up with his time frames. He was in jail most of the time of that time she was talking about.
Well, her book is number one.
You talking about Tupac?
Yeah, you know who else's
book is number one.
Yeah. You know who else's book is number one now? Britney Spears. She just came out with a memoir. Is that what it's called? Or what is it called? I think it's called a memoir. Where she started talking about Justin Timberlake. You see what I mean? These are things we don't know about until like we see that on social media and we're like, oh snap, who did what with what? Yeah, now there's this whole feud going on with Justin Timberlake. And because Britney Spears said something on her book about him forcing her to get an abortion and cheating on her with another celebrity. And
yeah, but that man ain't thinking about her, man. That girl's crazy.
Of course
bro.
not. She lost her mind a long time ago.
Yo, would it be crazy? All right. She looks real crazy when she's doing this stuff, but there's something about her that's attracting.
What?
I think it's only me. Okay, I think it's only me.
No.
I feel like there's something attracting about her.
I get where you
like she has an attractive, scary face. Somewhere around there.
Like I get like I'll be capping if I said like I don't know what he's talking about. It's like a weird. I don't know. It's like when you. I don't know. All right, so it's like when a guy goes crazy for you a little bit, and he kind of like gets like weird. You feel me? But like dangerously weird. And you're just like, I'm kind of like turned on, but that's not normal type stuff. Does that make sense?
No.
It makes sense.
All right, so
It makes
all
sense,
right,
Devin.
I think it
There's
makes
something that
sense for
she's doing.
someone-
There's something that she's doing that
So
it's like it's attracting.
yeah, it's like her craziness is like it's off, it's odd, and it's not usual. It's not really something you really see like common behavior in females. But she still somehow, some way is like promiscuous while she's doing it.
I guess as a female
So it's like,
perspective, my perspective, seeing the way she looks psychotic.
yeah.
But it's not. It's like a turn on type. It's like a girl, child. You need to relax.
Yeah, I
So-
know that's
so-
to you, but to me,
Weird.
it's like a sexy
So
psychotic.
me personally, I don't view her as attractive like at all, like whatsoever. And yeah, I do question how you ever see that as attractive, but I would say
You can question it all you want, nigga. I'm not gonna lie about this shit.
I do question.
Yo, she got some attractive sex appeal when
No.
she's doing crazy shit.
I think you just haven't busted one in a minute.
All right, look, that's one thing that
I think you have
that,
a
that I don't have a problem. But we're gonna leave that alone. But
Listen, bro.
I'm not gonna go back and say that she wasn't. There's certain things that she done that I done saw.
You know what's crazy?
They was like, whoa,
Is that
When
wait a
she
minute.
shaved her head off,
I
was she
think-
sexy
No, no, no.
then?
Yo, he
she
loved her
wasn't.
then. He
She
was like,
wasn't.
yo,
no,
I'm
no,
so,
no,
like,
no. She wasn't. She
No,
wasn't.
no. He loved.
But
He loved
I don't
when
got
the makeup
nothing
is all
against.
messed up.
Listen. I don't got nothing against females that shave their hair. All right, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not attractive to it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Why?
they are very attractive models that I done saw with their hair shaved, and it's like, whoa, you look good.
I gotta say the best physique that I've ever seen. A short-haired model. She might be a model, a dancer. Chris Brown's video, Under the Influence.
Bro, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I
Yo,
know what you're
seen her
talking
dance.
about.
She's like the main one that's doing the choreography with Chris Brown himself. And I seen her. I'm just like, yo, she's bad, bro. And she got short hair. She was like blonde or like
Yeah.
dyed up. Nice skin, dark.
She's
dark skin.
Redbone, actually.
She's
Right.
Redbone.
She was Redbone.
and
She
had a
actually
very
danced.
Beautiful, like she had a very beautiful structure. She was well.
She
defined.
danced for him way before that music video came out.
Yeah, I think it was like another choreo.
It was another choreography to that song, but that was after she already had danced in his
Yeah.
video for that song. But before that, he actually he met her in a club.
She
She was dancing, yeah.
She's bad, bro.
And she danced on him.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
knew who he was, and he let it happen. He let her, she did her thing,
That's very powerful.
and it
bro.
impressed him so much. He was like, "You're gonna be on my music video."
She's seductive.
Wait a minute, hold on. So let me get this straight.
The power to
So he had girls.
yeah, female.
Pretty much. Let me see what you about.
yeah.
And this one girl just grind on him, and he was like,
No, I wasn't just
It
no
wasn't
regular
just
grind.
"You where is
bro.
that?
No.
You is where is that?
You gotta
Yo.
understand, like, there's certain levels to seduction.
She had the eye
promiscuity.
contact. She had the
Some females are more in
the
touch with
confidence
themselves.
with the way her
Yeah,
body
yeah.
moved with him.
She's bad,
that they were
bro.
emotions.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of lures you into that, and that's exactly why females are very powerful.
That no.
No, that is exactly
I
why
think-
females are powerful, because we can really give you
Yeah.
that illusion,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then stab you.
And then when your beauty goes away, what happens after? Right.
Stab you. That's why we stab
Right,
you, because
right,
then when you
right.
see the truth,
So
All right, well, that's okay. Well, first of all, we don't promote violence. Okay.
no. But I'm just
All right,
saying.
so I just
that
want that to be known.
y'all were over here
But
talking about how sexy a crazy woman looks, and I'm just saying.
and you said you would do like an illusion and then stab somebody.
No. I said that it's easy to get the men lured in, and then when you start to act crazy, now they start to see you for your real self, and that's when you gotta, cut it.
that's when you
Or
gotta
cut
cut
him.
it. Are you serious?
I'm just saying that's how easy it is.
What? Are you serious? Wow. Hey, let me ask you a question
Mm-hmm.
before we end this. Do you think that I need you to be completely honest.
Okay.
Do most females have a fantasy about a certain individual, obviously like a guy
Yes, absolutely.
that they mold out inside like their mind that they fantasize about?
Absolutely. I fantasize about Roman Reigns all the time.
Right, but
What is that?
but it's more. Wait. Is it Roman Reigns himself or is it the character?
Hold on, is this right? This a character?
It's a WWE.
Don't get too much into it because people are gonna be weirded out by you.
Okay.
But
Okay, so I fantasize about Roman Reigns a lot.
I didn't say that. Okay, but don't. But what is it about?
his hair, his smile, his body, his personality.
All right. You're aware that this is on TV, right? Like that's how he acts on TV.
That's
So you like when he wets his hair up and he looks like a girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
no, he doesn't look like a girl. He doesn't look like a girl.
He doesn't look like
He
a
looks
pretty
like
Samoan girl.
A nice Samoan man.
All right. Well, I just want to let you know that Roy just texted me and he's looking at the podcast and he said, "I got a bunch of dolphins. Did you change your mind?"
That's wow. That's really.
Oh, you're talking about my fantasy with dolphins?
Yeah.
No, that never changed.
I guess he been following the podcast and he was like, "Yo, so it's either the wrestler or the dolphin.
Yeah, but
Wrestler or dolphin."
nah. But I'm saying like.
Do
Probably-
women have fantasies?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you finished with all right. So you guys like all right, cool.
There's
I had to confirm that
lot of
because I
women.
said it-
They can't even deny it. A lot of women have fantasies.
And I said that in my last. Well, I said that in our last episode, and I wanted to kind of break down, but I wanted to see it in a female's perspective.
Absolutely. There
Because
is
we don't
no,
really have you on here a lot.
Bro, but
Yeah.
you telling me
I
you
really
don't have
wanna use-
fantasies?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, so what I'm trying to say is like
But,
they
okay.
have no, okay, me, I absolutely have a certain like this female that I would want, like when it comes to characteristics, like you mold out like the type of person that you would like love to be in an intimate
Yeah.
relationship with. And that's the same thing that they do
females
too.
go through that. They start to like, we kind of break it down in our heads.
you
Like
get-
this is how we really want things.
So-
And then when we don't feel it with
That's
that person that we're
right.
like, you want to know, you want to get to know them, but you
Mm-hmm.
feel like certain aspects that you want out of them or traits or a fantasy that you have that they
Yeah.
don't fit. It kind of
Perfect.
pushes you
Oh,
away.
Wow. She hit that on the note.
She
Look,
hit the nail. Now
as
hear
long
me
as
out.
I fit everything, you can do
Yes.
whatever you want. You can want to think about somebody else. I don't care. As
Right,
long as I'm
right.
getting the pleasure.
Right. So if
That's the way I see it.
So in the last episode, that's what I was talking about, a fixed identity. And the reason why they have a fixed identity is because they're going off by what you show them in the first place. And what I was trying to, and the reason why I brought that up is because, like I said, I want to know from a female's perspective.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's confirmed that you guys do have a fixed identity
Yes.
on a male. Now, for example, if there's a guy you just met, he gives off these characteristics like he's a like he's a bad boy. You feel me? He's all tatted up. He's super big. He has good talk game. And then somewhere in between the relationship, or like I don't know, like he's not the type to commit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, but you're fine with having him around as an option because you're
Yeah, of
you're
course. Just
single.
something to
You're
play
doing
with,
your
yeah.
thing, right? This is all hypothetically, by the way, guys. I'm not saying that this is her circumstance right now because it's not. But it's somewhere along the way he decides to like his tone changes a little bit. You get me? Like being brutally raw, honest. He starts to call you like baby a little bit more.
He starts to get fluffy.
He starts to send a little bit more like more like emojis on the text messages. He's starting to
Yeah.
text you more. He's starting to call. He wants more of your like time now. How would you feel about that?
Well, it depends on me. I don't really go for the bad boy type. You get me? I like that a little bit of.
Right. But if he was an
affection and
option,
love.
right?
But if he's an option, I can't lie to you. I have gone through that. There was a time in my life where when I was single,
Yeah.
I would just want like attention, but
Yeah.
not all that attention. There was a guy
Right.
that I met who was super sweet, and I hated it.
You hated
I
it?
hated it because I wasn't in the moment to want to be sweet. I did not want to be like,
Really?
yeah, I didn't want him to treat me like, oh my God, you're my princess, because I didn't want him to get attached. Because
Right.
I didn't care for him.
Amazing.
So
Right.
when he started to get very attached and caring and super sweet, and he was like, I'm so interested in you, and I'm just like, this is where I fall back. This is
Wow.
where I ghost you because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is not what I wanted.
Right.
And
All right, guys.
And many
listen,
guys and
listen.
and mind you, and that's an amazing point that she brought up, is just that many men hate this and they bring it up and they get bitter about it. But what I try to tell them is like females are wired to be that way, and it's not necessarily because they're like evil or they're so no, they don't
They just have a
understand it.
point. They just have a point in their life where there's a point where they just don't want that so deep.
Exactly.
You know,
so
that-
it's
that
kind of how the
connection
guy
so
makes
deep.
you feel, right?
And
It's not
he-
really something you can understand. So if he were to ask you, but like, what did I do?
But don't get me wrong, and I explained it to him. I told him,
Yeah.
look, listen, I'm not in the place in my life where I want to be attached to anyone, and I don't
Right.
want anyone attached to me. And I
Right,
see
right,
that
right.
you're a really good guy, and you're really sweet, and you're really nice, and I'm gonna break your heart. And I don't want to be the one to do that. You get me? Because I told him. I said, I'm going to break your heart.
She said it, baby.
I said it. I'm going to break your heart because you are mad sweet.
Yo,
like,
bro.
you're being really... It was so cheesy for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at the time because I didn't want it.
Damn.
You know, it's not something I craved. So if I would have craved it and he would have do it, it would be different. Be like, oh my God, I'm getting all this attention. But at the time, I didn't crave it, and he gave it to me.
So would you say like what's fit for like long-term relationship?
What's fit for long-term relationship?
Would you say is like, you know, when it comes to like a guy, like a man, what do you look for when it comes to a long-term relationship in the shortest way possible? If you would say,
hold up. Let me ask this. Let's say it in this way: do you want a man that struggles with you, or do you want a man that don't struggle and has all the money, all the power, and just here you get whatever you want?
No,
what would you prefer?
That's not fair, because now you're categorizing somebody who has money, and that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that has money
what would you
just
what
there
would
for
you
the money.
What kind of man? All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let's say so that's a pretty good question, but I can use both. I can use both of your questions in one.
Hold up. I'm being honest. Why you so upset though?
No, wait.
No. I'm talking about her. Like,
no. I thought you was upset because I was like, hold up. I'm trying to be honest here. I just wanted.
What I'm saying. So one of the many things that a lot of females do, and
they try to sugarcoat stuff just so that they can come off as different.
They especially.
I'm not about to do that.
The worst thing you could do that to is the audience, especially if the audience are men. They need to know the truth, and the reason why they need to know the truth is because this is only gonna help them and understand what female hypergamy is. You feel me? And if people who don't understand what hypergamy is, what's the best option for her?
I get it. Now, if you have an opinion or you want to get on this podcast as a female and express your opinion, look me up. My email's there, but continue on.
Absolutely.
So pretty much what you have to understand is when you're in a relationship, it's you and your partner. Okay?
Right.
So your struggle becomes their struggle too. If the partner wants to make it long term,
right,
they are willing to do whatever it takes and go down with you.
So would you rather avoid that if the person's foundation is already built?
Absolutely not.
So
I feel like every relationship needs a challenge.
All right, so you're talking about a challenge in any facet of the relationship. It doesn't have to be a financial thing, just like a financial
any challenge. Communication is a big challenge in a lot of relationships.
So what I'm trying to say is, what do you look for in a man when it comes to a long-term relationship?
Okay.
What brings you? What do you see? What checks off the boxes that you have in that subconscious brain of yours or a mind of yours? Because all females have a subconscious list about, like, it's a list that you guys have that you check off when it comes to guys that you're, you know, or like the certain options that you have. If those boxes are checked off, then they're good. They're good
with
to go.
Me, I won't like. The last thing I'll ever do is like a physical wise. So if I'm gonna explain to you what I check off, it would be not only personality, but like what a foundation that they've built.
And this is not Roman Pierce. She only likes him because he's Samoan.
Not. Yeah, he's physical wise.
So that's the physical.
He's the physical, but what I really look for in a to work.
Right.
So what I think would work in a long-term relationship. Would be that. Not financially built, but you have a job. Or, you have a job.
I think it should be financially built.
Financially built, yes, but not everyone's, like, what I mean by that is I don't want people to think that I mean, like,
wealthy.
You have to have, like, mad money.
So, you want the man to understand money?
I want the man to understand how to manage his money.
How to manage his
money, I want him
right?
to know how to manage his money.
Okay.
How to save his money.
Right.
You know, he's not a big spender just because he gets money. You get me? I want him to know what a struggle is, too. Because there's a lot of people who don't struggle, and when it comes to that, they don't know how to manage their money. Because they don't know what a struggle is.
Okay.
So I feel like I feel like there's a background.
All right.
You get me? And that builds a character. That builds a person.
Yeah.
And when you have a certain background that it forces you to build this character where you have to be on your ball game and grind every single day, I like that.
Right.
Because you know what it is to grind.
It brings meaning to your life.
Exactly. You know
and
what it is to grind. Because I'm a grinder. I'm a go-getter. And if I
Right.
feel like I'm the only one going to get what I need to get and grinding by myself, then there's no reason to have you.
Yeah. So
You're just there.
From a lot of the encounters that you probably had prior to your current relationship that you're in right now, you know, and stuff like that, and you're big chilling right now. There was a time where you did have a lot of options. You get me?
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
that's because you know you were enjoying the single life.
Yes.
You were single and stuff like that. How would you say like was your experiences with most men that you meet at certain places? Like,
Okay, there was a lot of different personalities, and I was just like, I can't be here in Homestead trying to find options because
Why
a lot
is
of
that? Is there,
them,
like, a
a
certain
lot of
pattern?
them
Or-
were they had this. There was a group where they would have this
When you say homestead,
like
let
not Homestead.
them
I'm not
know
gonna
what's
lie,
homestead.
Florida.
she's
I'm not
talking
gonna lie,
about
Florida. because
Homestead,
I-
Florida dudes.
all right, there we go.
Miami, everything. Okay, because there's a lot of men who are very conceited.
Oh, like super narcissistic. Like
There were
into
some
themselves,
that you
like-
would see that they're so into themselves that you know when you go to get ready, you're going to be the first one done and you're the female. And he's still
Damn.
doing his stuff. I hate that. Because it's like you should know. I get the confidence. I'm all about self-confidence.
Right.
But when you're so into yourself, date yourself. Talk to yourself. Don't talk to me because it's always going to be about you. You get me? But then there was also guys that didn't care. They were always out so late, and then they
Yeah.
would never text you, or they'll take hours to text. So there was I experienced a lot of different guys just texting because honestly I never linked up with any of them.
Can you say you was in the wrong area?
I probably was because there was a guy that I used to talk to that lived, I think he was in up north, and he was different. He was different. I don't know where that fell for him. But he was different in a way that
Like his
not only
attitude and
was
stuff?
his swag different, but the way he talked, his knowledge, his logic, you can tell that he was there. You get me? Like, you
Yeah.
can have a conversation. If I can't have a conversation, I'm a girl who likes to talk.
Yes.
I can talk up a storm. And if I can't carry a conversation with you, then there's no need for me to be speaking to you. But with
Yeah.
that person, you can carry a conversation with. A lot of the people that I've talked to here, it's
Yeah.
not the same.
and
weird.
and mind you meet a lot of social like young men that
Exactly.
that they have big circles, but then you have your characteristics and how and the people around you ultimately that shows what type of person you are. Most of the time, it doesn't have to be every time because people just have different characteristics. But if you have a group like 5-6 individuals, for example, and you're like going to like a club, and they're all just like goofy people, then you're gonna be goofy. You get what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
saying?
gonna have that type.
But
of
now,
person
if
hang out
you
with, yeah.
now, so that doesn't necessarily mean that you have any type of social hierarchy because you don't.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like being that you're really good, you have a lot of good social status, and it doesn't have to be like on Instagram you have 500 likes. That doesn't make you a socially.
But unfortunately, that
powerful
gets
person
to a lot of
or
people's
positive
heads.
person.
I disagree.
Yeah, I get in a certain facet how right now that's looked at, like especially when it comes to your social media, like how that's looked at as super important and it's like super idealized for some reason. But you need to understand that I've met people who have 10.9 to like damn near 200,000 like followers.
Yeah, they bought
and-
bought those followers. That's why.
But that's not the case for a lot of people. Some people actually work for those followers.
Yeah.
But you got to understand is like they may be and it's good to be proud, you know, behind the work that you put in.
Correct.
But being too proud is very unhumble of you. And I met a lot of I met a lot of unhumble people
Yeah.
that have a certain amount of social status in certain areas when it comes to their social life.
Yeah.
And a lot of it isn't like, you know, a lot of the females that are attracted to guys, those type of guys, they're not always on social media. In fact, a lot of them probably aren't. And if they are, they're not on it all the time because they're busy with their lives. They're building hobbies and stuff like that. And that's, I think, one of the main things that females are driven to is if a man has hobbies, if he's busy in his life,
Yeah.
not too busy where you're not able to show. It's all about learning that balance over time. And as well as your words. How do you use your words and how do you spend your time with me and how do you make me feel? Because, you know, females are more like
They want to feel comfortable. They want to
they're more like in touch with their emotions.
they
You
want
get
to.
what
They
I'm
want
saying?
you to know. Like they want to see. Like can
Yeah.
he be not emotional, but be in touch with their emotions, their feminine side. Like not feminine side. Like
Not feminine side.
Not like that.
feminine
But
side.
when you're in touch with
Can
your
he
feminine
understand me?
side,
Can he make
Exactly.
me feel
That's
like
what
a
it-
woman? It's
but you
not
know that's what that means when a man is in touch with their feminine sides
It's
because they
'cause-
can understand and
Right,
put themselves
right.
in a woman's shoes. That's
alright,
what it really means.
So I want to say it's different. Actually, it's quite the opposite. I think when a man makes a woman feel like a woman, it's because she's stepping into his frame. And how she's stepping into his frame is he's completely comfortable where he's at and with the person he is and how he talks and what he says is very important. And so you're super giggly when you're next to him. You're super nervous. You get butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking about him. You're probably fantasizing about at that point in time just because you're stepping into his frame. And he's just simply just calm. He's not talking too fast. He's not talking too much. You get me?
But I
Yeah.
see it the way you saying it. I see it the way she's saying
I
it.
think it's
so
like
I think it's a both thing.
Yeah, I think two sides. Like he has to be able to, like he opens his self
Yeah.
to her, and she opens herself to him. That way they meet eye to eye, and that way their connection's intact.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. You open your feminine side, and then she can be able to put herself in your shoes. It sounds weird to say feminine side, but it's more like you are in touch with a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah, you ain't talking about like fruit,
not like
fruits and
gay or
vegetables
anything.
and
but
stuff like that. You talking about? I know, I get it.
Yeah, so that's what we're used to hearing when you go to these like these YouTube gurus, and they really like down like they dirt or they they demean what it is to be, and it's not. That's why it's not good to say in touch with your feminine. I want to say is when a woman is just stepping into the man's frame, and then how women would feel is like he's stepping into your frame.
Yeah, he makes you feel comfortable.
But
he
it's not necessarily mean you're in
understands
touch with your feminine side.
I guess it's a different way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a different way to put it and how you take it, but it's in a way that's how you say it. In touch with your feminine side, and the woman's in touch with the masculine side, because you guys are both
so it's
opening
stepping
your
into
doors.
each other's frame.
Exactly. You guys are both putting
into
each other's shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
But, and that's something that they're like, but in order to do that, you have to be good with what you do and really be in touch with who you are.
Yeah.
And like I said, you guys are driven to words. So you guys you could.
Yeah,
you don't
women
have to
are a
be
lot more
10.
emotional, and they take a lot more words to heart.
Yeah, like I never really seen relationships work out with 10 out of 10s. Like I really haven't.
Absolutely not.
Because I think that they're too dependent on beauty, whether it's like the guy or the girl. And I get where she's coming from. It's like that could be a no when you're just too into yourself. You feel
Yeah,
me? Like,
where it's not
you're too
both the
dependent on
guy
how
and the
you
girls.
look.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't be talking to you about my day, and like even if you're not listening, you're still like acting.
Like when you're talking to somebody, you're genuinely talking about them, like talking to them, and you just see them like fixing themselves, and you're like, yeah.
Or like
you're just, like not
flexing
listening.
their arm while
You're
you're
not
like
listening
talking
to
them.
anything that I'm saying.
Hold up.
You're like into yourself.
I have a problem.
What?
When me and my wife is talking, I'm always looking in the mirror, but I'm looking in the mirror, looking at her. I don't know what it is. If we be in the bathroom, we got a big ass mirror, and when she's talking to me, I'm looking in the mirror, looking at her. But it's like,
I mean, no, that happens.
Is that a problem here?
No, it's not. No, that's not like that's something completely. No, because he's not looking at himself, like trying to check himself out while he's explaining.
So we're more
his story.
talking about like.
It's more like we're talking about like when people literally try and check themselves out while you're literally trying to have a whole conversation. You're just like, bro, hello.
Yeah. You meet a lot of people, but it's more like kind of like the beginning phases of your dating life.
Yeah, it happens
Get
like that.
me?
Then they start to get over that, because then they start to feel insecure about themselves.
Crazy.
Right.
They start to
crazy.
get insecure about themselves, and that's what really happens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who says
Like in a relationship, at first you feel self-confident because you only had yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it's a new thing, so you're just like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. But then when it starts to work out, you don't just think about yourself; you think about the other.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it no longer is now about you.
I've met so many females that would compare their relationship to like many others, and like many guys who will compare their like social status to many others, and vice versa. So it's like, bro, that's a whole form of insecurity. That's like,
Yeah.
It's all socially. It's all just. Oh, it's all messed up, bro.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
Society is
That's
messed up.
It completely.
that's the world we live in.
I gotta be honest. Like social media completely changed the dynamic of dating
Literally.
and how people view dating.
Because sometimes you don't even have to like these shows Catfish.
Yeah.
People go into 2 to 3 year relationships with someone they've never met.
It's weird.
Never seen, never met.
But they're dating online.
That don't make no
like,
That don't make no sense to me, bro.
It's not really like so like I said, it's social nuances that people pick up over time that I think men really just kind of have to get adapted to, because it's a lot more different now. So it's not like how it was back then, probably, where you could kick a certain game to a female and then you'll be good.
Yeah, game this time is different. You gotta try really hard.
The new norm. The new norm.
The new norm is like you gotta
The new
try
norm.
really hard.
You can't no
put
longer
too
be
much
like,
effort.
hey girl, what's good? You know what I'm saying?
Like you look beautiful today. Nothing.
digits.
No. That don't mean nothing.
Back
You
then in
gotta
the
go-
beeper, it was like your 4 digits.
Yeah, you get.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me get your four code.
Yeah.
You
your
gotta
4-digit
overdo
code.
it now. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, unfortunately you have to do too much to validate someone else, and it's tiring.
Yeah, she could kiss my ass.
And not-
be like,
and
yo,
not-
if it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. Take your ass somewhere else.
So if you're like a simp, then you would do too much, right? But
Yeah.
I think if you really want to catch that female's attention, I think there's certain things you can do that could draw her in, and it because it's different from what she's used to. You gotta understand that it's like a routine. You get what I'm saying? And if you break that routine and you show like, uncommon behavior, especially from what they expect, like you could be a gentleman, but you don't have to do what she exactly expects from you.
Yeah,
And
she might want you to get hit by a car.
Yeah. What?
Like
What?
you like this girl so much, when she's coming, you throw yourself in front of the car to see if she even paying attention.
So that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but then the
metaphor.
car runs you over, you dead, and she keeps walking like you another person. It don't matter.
So what I'm saying is,
So don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
Oh my god. Why would you?
Don't fall off a ladder in front of her, because it ain't gonna work. It just looks stupid, all right?
Yeah. I kind of just wanted to get her like view on it, just to make sure like I'm not, because it's always good to understand their point of view.
Yeah.
Of what they want, because there's probably some men out here, especially ones that probably watch this, they're probably like, I'm not like bugging, right? Like,
I could only speak from
I'm going through this in my relationship,
Yeah,
da-da-da,
and you don't want nobody to see you like an ass.
or like, I'm trying to like, maybe I'm seeing somebody and I don't know where to go, at this point, or like I don't know where to like, continue at this point, and that kind of like helps.
Yeah,
To adapt
getting
to
different
that.
opinions and stuff, because when there's
Yeah.
people that don't know what they want, and they're not really intact with that. They
Yeah.
start to get opinions from others, and they start to see other people, and then they start to kind of build up what they really want.
Yeah.
But there are some girls out there or females out there that do the exact opposite of what I would do. You
So-
get me?
so-
So there's a lot of them that are different.
Exactly.
They
And-
rather go for physical than a personality.
But I'll tell you right now, there is one thing that they're completely driven to. I want to say a big population you got is the inner, like the man, the beast, the like that's why I want to bring it back a point real fast that you bring up when you're explaining about what you look for in men, and that's one of the things where it's like you gotta have some type of meaning, like
yeah.
you gotta have had struggled in somehow some way, because
That's why I say that, because that builds you as a person.
it builds character.
Because if
and
you
it
didn't
makes
do
you the
that-
person that you are.
Exactly. If you didn't really go through a lot of struggle, or you didn't go through something that really made like a character in
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
then you're gonna try to find that now.
Exactly.
And then how is that gonna really work out? You get
Right,
me?
right.
Because it's like, then who are you now?
Exactly.
What did you build?
Exactly. And if you don't, then I think it's time to struggle.
It's
now.
time to struggle. It's
And
time to
struggle,
learn.
and it doesn't have to necessarily mean, oh my god,
Financially or
Ma-
stuff like that. Like, no.
I'm gonna make myself homeless. Like, no, I'm
No, no.
saying like struggle more in the ways like don't allow yourself to be stagnant or comfortable in one area. where
Challenge
you know
yourself.
that you're not reaching your full potential. So challenge yourself.
Yeah,
and-
challenge yourself. Do more.
Exactly.
Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. What would you do?
and be comfortable
Because
with doing that.
exactly.
Being you're used to that uncomfortable.
The thing about life, it throws a lot of uncomfortable situations at you,
Yeah.
and you need to know what you're gonna do.
Right.
So
Exactly.
if you feel like you've never been through that, put yourself in that.
I'm telling you
Especially-
right now, because when the outer beast come out of me,
the outer beast, yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna stink.
Yeah, and
gonna
it's happened
stink.
already. So
Because I'm gonna throw that fart, and you better love for who I am. That's the beast in me, boy. That is the beast in me. Yo, baby, that's King Lewis,
Yo,
and yo, check it out.
such a like.
Yo,
Why do you?
such a goof.
Yo, this guy.